What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you can see, I am picking up my other engine and bringing it into the shop, and we're gonna start tearing it apart. I'm excited for this one. I've been waiting a long time to tear into this engine, so let's get going. I just realized that we have a little scale over here. I don't know if you can see it through there. So, hey, let's throw this on here and see how much it weighs. I think the scale's like 10 pounds off or so, but this will give us an idea. Have it all balanced there. Looks like we are at 370 pounds, give or take. Interesting. I don't know what the EG33s weigh, but I'm sure there's a little fatter. Well, for those of you who don't know, this is an EG33 engine out of Subaru SVX. This is the same engine that I have in my Impreza. And my original plan was to just throw this in when my other one failed, just throw it in like, all right, here's another engine. But I'm getting really tired of taking apart my car. So I'm actually gonna build this somewhat before I put it in. So, learning a little bit. Don't spend the money, do it a lot more times. So I'm going to spend a little more money this time and get her done. All right, she's on the stand. Wasn't too bad. These engines are so big compared to the EJ motors. It's crazy. But that's why I like them. Call them the Subaru Big Block. Well, ready to take her apart. Unfortunately, gonna have to wait. It's actually Christmas Eve, and I should probably go hang out with the family or my wife will beat me up. But I have it ready and I can start tearing into it next time I have the chance. All right, guys, I'm back. This is after the holidays are all done, into January, and I've started taking apart the spare block. Already ran into some troubles. Went to drain the oil, and of course the drain plug just stripped and just started spinning in there, so couldn't pull the oil, so I had to drop the whole pan with the oil in it. Just used a floor jack, jacked up the drain pan until it touched, and then I undid all the bolts, and then I lowered it all together, and luckily I didn't spill it because there's a lot of oil in there. So that's okay though. I'll just use my other oil pan. Not a big problem. But yeah, hopefully this isn't an indicator of how the rest of this engine is going to go. But I'm just going to start stripping her down and see how far I can get tonight. Alright, little update. Have pretty much all the crap taken off the top. Manifold, wiring harness, fuel rails, coolant hoses. Went pretty easy. It's a lot of crap to undo, but not bad. But I think that's where I'm going to call it a night. And then tomorrow I can take off the heads and go from there. It was actually my first time tearing apart a Subaru motor, like fully, so a lot to learn. I've done head gaskets on them, but I haven't ever taken the short block apart, so that'll be a learning experience for me, but I'm excited. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow and we can continue. And I'm back the next day. Earlier today, I drained this oil pan and found a lot of metal shavings, like heavy metal shavings. So I'm glad I didn't just send it and swap motors and see how long this would last, because I'm surprised it wasn't knocking when I bought it, which probably was. But I heard it and I thought it ran pretty smooth. So hopefully there isn't too bad of bearing failure inside, enough that it warped the crank, but we will see. Hopefully everything's good and I just need new bearings and the crank's completely fine. But won't know until we get there. So next, take over the coolant crossover pipe and timing covers, and then I think we can start thinking about heads. Wow. So looking in it, it definitely looks like it was maintained for the most part throughout its life. There's no sludge buildup at all, which is a good sign. Wasn't ran low on oil. So that is a good thing. Very, very nice. Cams look good. There's no funky wear on them. I like what I'm seeing. So let's take these cams off and see what's underneath. Got the cams out. Everything's looking really good actually, but kind of got to a standstill because I don't have a 14mm 12-point socket. That's 1/2 inch. Well, got the one head off. Everything looks pretty good. There are a little bit of carbon buildup down there on the pistons. It's not surprising though, but cylinder walls look pretty good. You can see some cross hatches down there. So that's a good sign. This engine was relatively taken care of, which is sometimes uncommon for Subaru owners. Keep going and see if I can get the other head off. Little update of where I'm at. Have heads off obviously, everything's stripped down, and I actually have 4 pistons out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's been kind of a hassle. For those of you who know Subaru engines, you have to pull the wrist pin through this hole here and then take the piston out, which is probably easier on the 4 cylinders, but on the 6 cylinders this middle one is hard to get to. And then you need a special tool to pull the pins out. It's pretty much like a slide hammer, so I made my own. I can slide through the center of the pin, then that little lip catches around it, and I just slide hammer it. Worked pretty good. I should have put a heavier slide on it. It'll probably be easier. This bank was pretty easy to pull out, but these ones have had tighter tolerances, so they've been more of a pain to come out, but it has worked. So if you don't want to buy the tool, you can make one. But I can't pull the last ones until I take it off the stand, so I'm going to move it over here to the table and pull the last 2 pistons, and then I can split the case halves. Fifth piston came out super easy, but I can't get to the wrist pins because I need a little impact driver, and I don't have one, so I'm gonna have to get one of those, and then I can come back and take out that last piston. Got my impact screwdriver, was able to hammer these loose, so now I can take that off, get to the wrist pin, slide it out, and take the piston out. So everything's looking pretty good here. All the bearings are good, which hopefully means that my crank is good and I can reuse it. I'm excited to get things measured so that I can order pistons and rods and get this thing back together. But I think this is where I'm going to end this video so that it doesn't get too long. The next video I will be taking off the connecting rods, checking those clearances, measure my crank, make sure they're good, and then cylinder bores. That way I can find out what size pistons I need and go from there. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet, subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We will be continuing working on the truck, and I will be continuing on this engine. So there are videos coming. Hit that subscribe button so that you know when they drop, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.